Yeah, it's a kind of amazing honor that the thing comes from one of Don's track. It was a track on his very first solo record called Where's Brooklyn? And I mean, my relationship to the music is it's the music that it's like such a deep part of who I am, because like when I was growing up, the music was always going on. You know, my dad and the people he worked with, they were just always playing, you know, and it wasn't about, oh, we're going to make some music. It was about the story of life, you know? So it's all in there, and I think it's about survival, it's about spirit, it's about life, and it's like it's my driving force. I think that the language, each individual that makes music has a language, a way, a tone, a sound. And I think that, you know, being in a relationship with that sound, that's your own special thing, is just about loving it. And for me, about keeping it kind of open enough so that I can receive the things that make me grow. And some people, of course, really decide that, okay, I'm going to make classical music, or I'm just going to play, you know, a particular kind of sound. But I think I have a sound in my voice, but I also have a desire to experiment and to make different, you know, kind of musical sounds. So it's a journey. And I mean, with the thing, the record that we made, the Cherry thing, of course, is like, you know, it's an experimental record. It's free jazz. It's also very punky, but so it's a sound. But I don't think that there are any borders, you know, in music. It's not about like being in a prison cell and you've got to stay there, you know. But it's been important, I think, just like the right now, to make this music that we've made with the Cherry thing, to be in a place where it's about, you know, improvising and working with a sound and a music that's kind of open, you know, and there's a lot of possibilities. And I think that, like, right in this particular moment, it's always about the now. It's like really, it feels very right, you know. I think the music obviously is really connected, and I think that, you know, there was a really important evolution that happened for the jazz musicians that came to Sweden, because, you know, okay, you know, jazz grew, you know, it happened to a certain extent in America. The sound came from Africa originally through blues, through, you know, it's a whole long, another story. But I think for those particular musicians that started coming in the early 60s, you know, they were men, they were women, they were heroes, they were very highly respected, and the music was kind of, which was up there, accepted like that. And I think that in America, you know, there was so much stuff going on there, segregation. You know, the society there was so hard, you know, and unfair. So I think that people stayed in Europe and Paris and, you know, and Stockholm and other places in Europe because they could kind of be like free, maybe homesick also. But so, and it's interesting in Sweden, there is a strong scene and it's always kept going, and there's always been a lot of really interesting new young musicians that are making and doing their own thing, like The Thing, you know. And that's cool. It's about kind of new frontiers, you know, not just imitating music that's happened. You know, you take that with you and go. Yeah.